Thank you. We launched Unreal Editor for Fortnite just over 2 years ago with a simple goal: give developers everything they need to build, launch, and grow their own games in Fortnite. Since then, it's been incredible to see how creators and players have responded. Millions of people are playing games built by you. And since the launch of UEFN, players have spent over 11.2 billion hours across more than 260,000 live creator-made games. These experiences are a foundational part of Fortnite. Creators are leading the way by reimagining live events in Fortnite and driving players to the ecosystem. In fact, this last weekend, Super Red vs. Blue by Jogo hit a major milestone. For the first time ever, a creator-made island took the #1 spot for concurrent players in Fortnite, surpassing even Epic's own games. This is a proof point for us that the ecosystem is heading in the right direction. Watching developers experiment, build, and push UEFN to its limits has been inspiring. But it goes beyond just making games. Creators are launching studios and building passionate communities around their work in Fortnite. And thanks to that effort, engagement payouts going to third-party creators have already reached $722 million since the launch of UEFN, and that number continues to grow. None of this would be possible without you, our community, which is core to UEFN. We're proud to have thousands of dedicated developers building this ecosystem with us, and part of building this lasting ecosystem is talking with developers, learning from your experiences, and using this information to help shape our roadmap. Because ultimately, what good is a feature if no one wants it? This is why we've launched the Let's Chat livestream series to answer your burning questions and address your concerns. So far, we've discussed moderation, the new Fortnite data API, and the state of the ecosystem, with more coming at the end of this month. That's enough from me. Help me welcome to the stage an outstanding UEFN developer, Tom Jank. Tom, good to see you here in Orlando. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been amazing.
Why don't we get started by you telling us how you got into UEFN for those who don't already know you?
Yeah, I actually originally started in the animated film industry. I worked for Netflix, Pixar, but I was really looking to kind of be my own boss. I really wanted to do my own thing. And so, one thing led to another, and now I'm here at the State of Unreal.
Now you're here. How did you find success in UEFN? Like, how did you build towards what you are today?
Well, I released a few maps, but the momentum really started coming when I started releasing my warm-ups. I posted daily on Twitter, just these janky experiments that are kind of weird and wacky, and people thought, how is he doing this in UEFN? And so that built to commissions and work and me doing this full time.
I know a lot of people are probably familiar with your warm-ups. Did you ever make any of those into maps?
Actually, that's where Fortnite football came from. I would pick up these little dinos and move them around, and I coded it wrong once and just punted them across the field. And I was like, well, this could be a game. This is kind of fun. And so Fortnite football was born.
But no dinos.
No, I got to keep within the age rating.
It seems like Jank has been sort of core to your experience on the platform, or core to what it was like for you to learn. Can you tell us a little bit about how you landed on that brand?
Yeah, actually, I am not formally trained in game design or programming, so I really started to kind of lean into that. This is a little janky. I'm using this new software. I'm building this fun stuff. And that just became part of my brand. If I messed up, oh, it's just jank. That's how it is. And so you can hear more about it in my session, the upcoming later this week, Tom Jank's UEFN Survival Guide.
I love the name. It's a great name. Thank you so much for joining us up here. I mean, for us, it's really good to hear that regardless of the experience you had coming to this ecosystem, you were still able to sort of build and make a name for yourself here. That's really what we're looking for. We have a couple things on the roadmap to hopefully make your experience in the ecosystem a little bit smoother. So here to tell us more about what's coming next in UEFN is Sax Pearson.
Thank you, Tom and Hannah. Let's start with an update on a much-wanted, often delayed feature, Scene Graph. Scene Graph is one of those foundational pillars that we really want to get right. And I'm pleased to say that the first release of Scene Graph is coming this Saturday, June 7th. Scene Graph is the foundational layer of the engine that unifies the editor and runtime representation of the scene, making everything you built accessible through verse code. In the editor, Scene Graph enables rapid construction of rich, detailed environments by organizing entities into a clear hierarchical view. Repeating elements like desks or chairs in an auditorium can be converted into prefabs, simplifying management, enabling easy variation. And at runtime, your verse code can traverse the same hierarchy to dynamically modify the scene. So whether it's moving a platform, adjusting a light, changing a weapon's ammo count, everything is done in Scene Graph. Scene Graph worlds are built on robust modular system engineered from the ground up to be the foundation of UE and UEFN going forward. So this year, we're shipping more tools like custom items, skill-based matchmaking, new social systems like Bubble Chat to bring players together. But before we get into roadmaps, I want to share an update on something we talked about last year. We intended to ship the first season of Fortnite Battle Royale, built with UEFN in version 2025. Since then, plans have changed a bit, and we're not going to be able to meet that target. Right now, we're tracking to 2026. But today, UEFN is an integral part of development for Reload, Ballistic, and other internal projects, but we still haven't hit a few key milestones to support a full Battle Royale season. So for the rest of 2025, we're going to be focused on closing those gaps while continuing to ship new UEFN features for you. A big focus of working on making it easier for players to find amazing games you've built. The release of off-platform features like deep linking, enabling you to market your game on social media, link players directly to your island inside Fortnite. And in-game retention tools like Favorite a Creator give you more ways than ever to build and engage communities directly inside Fortnite. So far, 6 creators have already surpassed 1 million favorites in games since launching the feature last year. And this not only makes it easier for players to discover and play their favorite games, but it's also a great opportunity for creators to grow their audience and their business. To further support that growth, we're doubling down on data sharing and helping you make smarter decisions as you build and launch your games. Let's talk a bit about the new Fortnite Data API. We are building Fortnite to be a true open ecosystem, one where creators have full insight into every dynamic factor that makes a game successful. And the Fortnite Data API is a key part of that vision. 2 years ago, we made the CTU of every Fortnite island visible in-game. It gave creators a clearer view into what resonates with players, helping to surface trends and improve iteration so creators can build more strategically. And community-based tools like Fortnite GG and FCHQ have shown the value of transparent Fortnite data. Now we're expanding that visibility. We released the first version of Fortnite Data API 1 week ago, giving creators access to essential metrics like acquisition, engagement, and retention for all Epic-made islands. And starting on June 9th, that same level of insight will extend to all islands in Fortnite. You can use the API to build your own dashboard or reference existing tools and websites to better understand performance, giving you the opportunity to find the right genre, the right audience, and the right moment to launch your game driven by insights, not guesswork. You can learn more about the Data API in our Creator Portal talk tomorrow. Now, we'd like to introduce our latest work that enables developers to use emerging tech to create awesome games. The Epic Developer Assistant is an AI tool that currently in beta that will improve creator productivity. It's a general-purpose chatbot that can guide you through developing games in UEFN, and it'll even generate verse code from simple prompts. Please welcome Heather Storm, who will help us drive a live demo of the assistant.
Hey everyone. So let's set up the challenge that we want the assistant to help us with. We built an escape room with the challenge that you need to collect 3 props in order to escape through the center of the map. We need our props to randomly spawn within our play space. So let's go ask the Epic Developer Assistant to help us out. Now, I don't want to subject you to my typing skills, so we're going to copy and paste the prompt directly into the assistant. Hey, assistant, I need some verse code that will randomly spawn 5 creative props in the map. I've added some extra context here, such as how the spawn radius and how far apart the props should spawn, just to make sure that this will work in our existing game. We'll also make the props respawn every 10 seconds to make it a more challenging experience for our players, and me. Finally, we'll name our verse file and the editable variable, prop to spawn.
So while the assistant generates a response, you can see it may provide relevant documentation to your request. The assistant is powered by GPT-4.1, and is fine-tuned using our Epic's own verse code license from creators who signed up to help, and all of our current documentation. And once the assistant has generated the code, it'll test if the code can compile. If it can't, it has a second self-repair step to correct the code.
It looks like it's generated. It tells us how to use it, and then we have the code. All right, it looks good. Let's go into VS Code and paste it directly into our file. Now, I already started this code earlier today to make it a little easier for us to do this live, so let's delete everything that's there and replace it with what we just generated from the assistant. We'll save, and then we'll press the build button in the top right-hand corner, and it built successfully. All right, but we're not done yet. Now let's go into UEFN and make sure that the random prop spawner verse device is set to spawn the correct prop, our custom prop banana. All right, that's all good. Let's push verse changes. And finally go in to live edit. When this loads, we'll be able to test that our random spawner code works, making sure that our bananas spawn randomly and that every 10 seconds they move. We gotta collect 3. And now we can escape. And that's it. Now our team can continue to iterate and refine our game.
This is just a quick, simple example of how the Epic Developer Assistant can streamline creator workflows, and eventually it'll be directly integrated into the editor. You can try it for yourself right now on the Epic Developer Community site as it enters beta and is live today. Thank you, Heather. All this is all part of a bigger mission, to give creators more power and flexibility to bring your creative vision to life. Another example of this is how we've redefined what's possible through deep IP integration. We've been collaborating with the leaders in film, television, music, and sports since Fortnite's earliest days. It started with a few iconic outfits in Battle Royale, and has evolved into entire seasons shaped around cultural experiences that players love. We wanted every creator to be a part of that adventure, so last year we kicked off a movement that started just that. We worked with brands so creators can build with world-class IP. A simple one-click agreement, pre-negotiated share of the engagement payout, and all the brand safeguards that we've developed that allow every IP to integrate into Fortnite seamlessly. As a first partner announced at GDC last year, the LEGO Group has been leading the charge, enabling creators to expand the LEGO Fortnite universe with original games and stories. And on June 17th, they're unlocking a highly requested feature, the LEGO Brick Editor. It launches with 50 classic bricks, 42 colors, giving creators the power to build with LEGO, brick by brick, in Fortnite for the very first time. Our second partner to join the movement was Paramount. We welcomed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to UEFN last fall, and from Pizza Tycoon to the wildly popular RVBB experiences to TMNT Dimensions, we've been amazed by your creativity. All in, you've spent over 700,000 hours in editor creating TMNT games. And then finally, horror has always had a strong foothold in creator-made games, so it's not a surprise that adding Skybound's Walking Dead to the program has been a huge success. We launched in March, and creators are just starting to publish Islands now, and so far, more than 1,000 developers have published Walking Dead games in the first 2 weeks since its release. Through our current partnerships, creators have already published over 12,000 islands with over 160 million hours played. I'm excited to announce that our next wave of partners bring in their worlds for you to create with. Later this month, Squid Game will be coming to UEFN, and creators will be able to build their very own twist on the world's most intense playground. Our partner Netflix is placing environment assets, NPCs, and new game systems like the Disguise device in the hands of creators so they can be their very own game master. Squid Game Tools will launch on June 27th, timed to the series finale of Squid Game, and creators will be able to publish their islands later this summer. Thank you. Our desire to bring iconic IP in the hands of creators doesn't stop with Squid Game. Avatar: The Last Airbender. We heard players loud and clear about how much they love the bending gameplay in Battle Royale, so we are excited to bring avatar-themed tools and devices to UEFN next year. That means you, the developer, can use features from the 4 nations to build your very own authentic avatar games. Together with these amazing brands, we're expanding the library of iconic IP that creators can use to make games in Fortnite. Our aim is to give you everything that you need to build awesome games using the power of Unreal Engine, share them with millions of players in Fortnite, and get paid when people love what you've made. Huge thank you to everyone for what you've done so far.